About 8 years ago, I was at the lowest point that I'd ever been in my entire life. Just a couple of months earlier, I'd lost a very good friend in an accident, and I was living in my parents' basement, literally. I spent the entire summer just watching videos on YouTube, scrolling mindlessly, consuming information and entertainment that had no purpose to me whatsoever, just to feel entertained. I was really lost. I was suffering from anxiety, and especially social anxiety. Just going out and hanging out with friends like I'd done my entire life, being a very outgoing person, was super hard. Just having a conversation with my friends had become really difficult. It was going downhill really fast, and I didn't know anything I could do about it. There was like I didn't have any sense that improvement was even possible. And I was sitting there and I was scrolling day in and day out, just feeling hopeless, feeling lost, feeling without a purpose, and that there was no meaning in my life. I remember it very well one day when I was sitting there in the basement. I was watching H3 videos. That was an old YouTuber. And I was just thinking, like, what the hell am I doing? Like, this is not how it was supposed to turn out for me. I had hopes, I had dreams, I had a lovely creativity when I was a child. And this technology consumption, hypnosis, distraction was feeling terrible. But I didn't know about anything else. And I remember when I just saw a post about a movie called Limitless. And Limitless, maybe you've seen this movie, but it's about a guy called Eddie Mora. He's a writer. He's completely lost. He's maybe like 35, 38 years old. And everything is filmed in this gray style where he walks around. He has some idea what he wants to do, but he doesn't go for it. He don't do anything. He's depressed. He's a loser. And then one of his friends or his family member gives him this little pill. And I didn't know what this movie was about at this time, but I remember it so clearly when he swallows that pill and he goes from having this gray kind of experience, this surrounding where he didn't see anything, and then suddenly it shifts and the lights starts to go bright, and he can suddenly hear when he touches this bicycle that's beside him, and he can see the woman in front of him, and he can understand suddenly. And that is the moment where he goes from being a deadbeat loser to becoming a super successful, limitless person, where he goes for everything that he wants to do and he does it really good. That blew my mind, that concept of going from something to another thing. So I thought, a little spark of an idea, or my imagination thought, what if I could do that? What if I could have that pill? And I started searching on the internet about that movie, and I came over a Reddit post where a guy said, yeah, you can become limitless, like that guy in the movie. You just have to improve yourself. And from that moment, the floodgates opened, and I went from someone who was completely lost, without purpose, not seeing any direction, not seeing any way out of the misery that I was in, to the floodgates opening with opportunity, possibility, and a future that was bright. Because I was inspired, because I knew that at that moment I couldn't turn back. I knew about the possibility of improving myself to become something better, or something that could enjoy the experience of my life. I remember it clearly, sitting in the basement, looking into the wall and not knowing where I was going, what I was going to do next, not knowing what will happen, how I would improve myself, but knowing that this moment was the moment that was going to change my life forever, because I was not looking back. From that point, I was going with a direction for what I wanted, and I was going with the direction to go for improving myself no matter what. It has been 8 years since that, and my circumstances has changed a lot, but that's not the most important thing that has changed, but my mind has changed. I went from having that kind of mind that I talked about earlier to now being a really happy person, that I'm very happy with myself. I have my ups and downs, but I'm so completely different in my mind, and I see so many more opportunities. I've gone on countless adventures. I've achieved countless things since I started that journey. It was hard. It was not easy, and it was difficult to know where I was going. But that realization, that decision that I made to start to improve myself, to start to take charge and responsibility over my life and go in the direction that was of hope and positivity, that decision was the most important thing that I did, and it changed my life forever. You always read about books, movies, yeah, this changed my life, and this was the moment that changed mine. And it's just because it's a decision of power. It's a knowing that even though I don't make it tomorrow, in a year, in 2 years, in 5 years, I knew that I would make it eventually, because I was going for that possibility. And there is no end destination here. I'm just going to continue on that path. And my mind is so much clearer, so much more sharp, so much more happy than it was at that time. My social anxiety is practically gone, and I don't have any anxiety. I've been sober without drinking alcohol for almost a year. I've got my social media consumption very much under control, and I want to share this with you on this channel. Like and subscribe this video if you want to see more. I will post the journey I've had and all the methods, techniques, and ways that I'd used to improve myself. But know this, if you watch this far, then it's time for you to also make this decision for yourself, because it starts with the decision to go in one direction and not look back to the person you were before. And even though you make mistakes on that road, you know that you're going that way. So yeah, I'm Francis Drake. As I said, like and subscribe and follow this journey, and I will do my best to coach and help you to become the best version you could possibly be. And we'll do that also together. So see you in another video. Goodbye.